Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In the last video, we broke down what's happening at Novo Nordisk and how the company is now facing serious pressure as Eli Lilly gains momentum in the booming obesity drug market. It's starting to look like Novo might be falling behind. But here's the thing, this isn't just about Novo. The obesity drug market is projected to hit $100 billion, and it's already one of the most lucrative battlegrounds in all of biotech. So even if you're not investing in Novo, understanding the dynamics here could help you spot the next big winner, especially from smaller players entering the space. That's why in today's video, we're asking, is Novo about to lose its lead for good? Or could they actually make a comeback? If you're currently holding Novo stock, thinking about jumping in, or just curious about how this high-stakes market is evolving, you'll want to stick around. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear picture of how Novo is fighting back, what drugs are in the pipeline, and whether they still have what it takes to stay in the game. Before we jump into Novo's comeback strategy, let's take a quick moment to recap what we discussed in the last video. We saw that Eli Lilly is quickly gaining ground, and in some areas, they may have already pulled ahead. One of the biggest factors? Superior efficacy in injectable drugs. Novo's Wegovy is a GLP-1 agonist that targets a single hormone pathway. In contrast, Lilly's Zepbound takes a dual-target approach, hitting both GLP-1 and GIP receptors. And that difference is showing up clearly in clinical results. Wegovy achieved 14.9% weight loss over 68 weeks. But Zepbound delivered 22.5% over 72 weeks, a pretty significant improvement. Right now, both drugs are selling well. But Lilly is planning a massive manufacturing ramp-up, and if they can pull it off, the gap could grow even wider. So even in the injectable space, Novo is facing strong headwinds. And when it comes to oral drugs, things might get even tougher. Now let's talk about oral GLP-1 drugs, and here, things look even tougher for Novo. If you saw my last video, you'll remember this chart. Novo's approach relies on oral semaglutide, which is expensive to manufacture, inconvenient to take, and, based on the data we've seen so far, not quite as effective as Lilly's candidate. In contrast, Lilly is developing a small molecule GLP-1 agonist that's cheaper, easier to take, and delivering strong weight loss results. If you missed the full breakdown, I definitely recommend checking out the previous video. I go into all the details there. But for now, the takeaway is clear, Novo is at a disadvantage on all three fronts: cost, convenience, and efficacy, when it comes to oral obesity drugs. So, is Novo doomed? Not quite. They may be on the ropes right now, but Novo isn't going down without a fight. In fact, they're preparing a major counterattack, and these are the three weapons they're bringing to the battlefield: CagriSema, Amycretin, and UBT251. Each of these programs targets a different angle of the obesity treatment challenge, and together, they could reshape Novo's future. In this video, we're going to break down each of them, one by one, looking at the science, the data, and what it means for investors like us. But first, just a quick intro for those of you who are new to the channel. Just a quick intro if you're new here. I've got a PhD in science and over 20 years of experience in pharma R&D. On this channel, I break down biotech investing from a science-first perspective. So if that sounds helpful, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and let's get into it. Alright, let's dive into the first of Novo's three weapons. This is CagriSema, a powerful combo of semaglutide, the active ingredient in Wegovy, and a second agent called cagrilintide, which mimics the hormone amylin. Together, they target two different appetite-regulating pathways, GLP-1 and amylin receptors. And this one-two punch could offer even greater weight loss than semaglutide alone. Industry analysts are taking notice. According to Evaluate Pharma, CagriSema is estimated to be worth over $30 billion, making it the most valuable drug currently in development anywhere in the world. CagriSema just delivered some of the most impressive results we've seen so far. In the REDEFINE-1 trial, patients lost an average of 22.7% of their body weight over 68 weeks. That's a major leap from what we saw with semaglutide alone, and even more than what many expected. This chart shows the comparison clearly. Semaglutide alone produced a 16.1% reduction, while the combination with cagrilintide pushed that number all the way up to 22.7%. That's a huge difference, especially in a space where just a few percentage points can mean billions of dollars in market share. You'd think a 22.7% weight loss would send the stock soaring, but surprisingly, the market reacted negatively. Novo's stock actually dropped after the REDEFINE 1 results came out. Why? Because despite the impressive numbers, investors looked at Lilly's Zepbound, which showed 22.5% weight loss, and said, that's basically the same. In other words, CagriSema didn't clearly outperform Zepbound, and in this ultra-competitive space, being just as good may not be good enough. That's why the stock took a hit, even though the headline numbers looked great. And here's where it gets serious. Novo has launched a direct head-to-head trial, REDEFINE 4, putting CagriSema against Lilly's Zepbound in a no-holds-barred showdown. It's a bold move, and a critical one. Because whichever drug comes out on top could dominate the obesity market for years to come. The results are expected in the second half of 2025. So now we wait to see if CagriSema can deliver a knockout blow, or if Zepbound keeps the crown. But that's just one of Novo's weapons. Let's move on to the second. Let's talk about the second weapon in Novo's pipeline, amycretin. As we saw earlier, CagriSema is a combination of two separate components, semaglutide, a GLP-1 receptor agonist, and cagrilintide, which targets the amylin receptor. But amycretin is different. Instead of combining two injections, amycretin fuses both functions into a single molecule, acting as a dual agonist for both GLP-1 and amylin receptors. And here's where it gets interesting. If you're a fan of Dragon Ball, you know that fusion isn't just 1 + 1 = 2. When Goten and Trunks fuse, they become something far more powerful, like Super Saiyan 3. Amycretin might be Novo's version of that fusion, not just a mix, but a whole new level. This kind of fusion could bring major advantages, a simpler formulation, easier manufacturing, and potentially better patient convenience. And based on early data, it's already showing impressive results. Let's take a look. Early data on amycretin looks very promising. And when you look at the numbers, amycretin is hitting 22% weight loss in just 36 weeks. That's almost on par with CagriSema, which is currently Novo's most advanced asset in development, but amycretin achieved similar results in nearly half the time. Compared to Zepbound, amycretin may also hold strong potential, especially since it delivered almost the same weight loss in just half the time. And if that effect continues to grow in longer trials, amycretin could seriously shake up the GLP-1 space. In fact, the market is already taking notice. Novo's stock jumped 11% the day after this data was announced. No wonder some investors are starting to see it as the next big thing in Novo's pipeline. So, is amycretin the real MVP? Let me know what you think in the comments. Now, let's take a look at the final weapon in Novo's arsenal. Novo clearly sees big potential in this asset. In March 2025, the company signed a $2 billion licensing deal to acquire UBT251 from United Biotechnology, a subsidiary of the United Laboratories in China. So what exactly is UBT251? It's a triple agonist, designed to activate GLP-1, GIP, and glucagon receptors, all in one molecule. In an early clinical trial, UBT251 achieved 15% weight loss in just 12 weeks. For comparison, Wegovy, a GLP-1-only drug, showed around 15% weight loss over 68 weeks. That's a massive difference in speed, and a strong signal that this final weapon could bring something new to the table. Novo is not putting all its eggs in one basket. As you can see here, the company has built the most comprehensive obesity pipeline in the entire industry. From CagriSema to amycretin, and now UBT251, each step represents a potential leap forward. And it doesn't stop there. They're even exploring oral versions of amycretin and multiple next-generation triple agonists, all in parallel. If any one of these hits, it could solidify Novo's dominance in the obesity space for years to come. Thanks for watching until the end. Today, we explored Novo Nordisk, one of the two giants leading the obesity space, alongside Lilly. Although Novo's stock has been trending down recently, I still think it will continue to play a major role in this $100 billion market. Among the three drugs we looked at today, one of them might just become Novo's next breakout star. Personally, I think Lilly might have a slight edge at the moment, but with Novo's incredibly deep pipeline, anything could happen. I'll be keeping a close eye on this space and sharing updates right here on this channel. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more biotech and obesity drug insights, don't forget to like and subscribe. Your support really keeps this channel going.